So the Hydra Rocket Pod's Dartling in BT6 just got a buff that sounds really good on paper, but how good is it actually in a game? Well, let's buy it and find out. But before we do that, we're actually going to take a slight detour because I want to talk about the brand new tower that's upcoming recently in Bloons TD6. Ninja Kiwi just released a teaser for it, so I kind of want to go over that first, and then we're going to see how good the Millipede Dartling is nowadays. Alright, so as you guys might know, there is a brand new tower coming to BT6, and it's called the Desperado Monkey. So yes, we're gonna have a brand new tower incoming, and Ninja Kiwi released what I think is the second teaser actually for this tower. Now this tower is going to come in the next update, and the next update is coming out pretty soon. I think it's gonna be like, honestly we have no date from Ninja Kiwi, but I think it's gonna be like next week if I had to guess, or something like that. And I guess here on the side we can play the teaser that Ninja Kiwi dropped. So the teaser is on the middle of the road. This guy is kind of a western themed monkey. He's the gunslinger. He uses a gun to attack, and apparently he's gonna have like 3 distinctive paths, as Ninja Kiwi calls it. And you know what, I was just thinking about this. They should release, so we have the end of the road, we have the middle of the road, and I think this is gonna be the perfect time to release the start of the road, or however they want to call it. But yeah, very excited about this one, so I just wanted to mention it to kind of get the hype going, because we should have a new tower coming in BT6. I think it's gonna be next week. Alright, so now back to our Dartling, which we finally get the money for. So let's have it, how do we want to have it? Like up here or down here at the bottom, or maybe like this actually. Oh, this sounds great actually. Let's have it like this. Yeah, so essentially the change that happened is the Millipede Dartling, the Hydra Rocket Pods now get +1 damage. Now that might not sound like a lot, but this tower used to have 1 damage, and now it goes up to 2. Now it's very important how you crosspat this tower, because it can make or break your entire game. Because if you go for the top crosspat, you get the laser shock, right? And the laser shock applies this DPS effect, plus if you attack the balloon that already has a laser shock, your Dartling is going to do a little bit of extra damage to it, so it's going to do +1 damage as well. Now if you go for the bottom crosspat, it's going to give it a lot more pierce. You're going to have a lot more explosions. Now for this specific game, I was actually thinking of going for the bottom crosspat. Believe it or not, you don't see that one too often, but I feel like we are going to need that extra pierce, and I actually want to get a discount village because the Millipede upgrade is kind of expensive. So the way that we're going to judge this tower is by how good it performs in the mid game. So I was thinking, you know, we kind of see these key rounds, like maybe the late 40s, the mid 50s, rounds like 63 and such, and then if it's good enough with the Alchemist and everything, maybe it's going to be able to be like 75 or 76, I was thinking. And just taking a look at a round like this, by the way, tells you the exact reason why we're going to go for the bottom crossbar, because we need a lot of pierce on these straight lines, and currently it's only a 0-1-0, so oh yeah, let's, how do we want to proceed after this, guys? Maybe we just drop the Alchemist, because we need a lot of extra pierce. This is not gonna cut it. Okay, let me try and be cheeky with this Alch placement. If I have it like this, it's gonna be able to see a little bit of the top track, so it's gonna start doing a little bit of extra damage as well. So let's go like this, set it on strong. Yes, there we go. Oh yes, and look at this. Look at how much of a difference this Alch makes now. He's not the best attacker, but I feel like this is gonna be enough to take down this round. And then we're gonna need to get the AMD, so let's just kind of survive this round first. There we go. Now get the AMD for some lead popping power on the Dartling, and there it is. Alright, so let's get some upgrades going finally. Let's get the discount. Let's get the faster barrel spin, I was thinking, and then we go for the 0-2-2 first instead of rushing the Hydra Rocket Pods. I was thinking, yeah, we're missing so much pierce. I mean, just look at what's happening on a round like this one. Like this Dartling cannot even go through all the balloons. We're barely, oh, that's a fast one. Can we just kind of snipe it? It's only a Dartling at the dart at the back, and yes, we snipe it. That's very good. All right, then finally, let's buy some pierce upgrades on this guy. Yeah, he's just, look at this zebra, by the way. Look at how much we're gonna leak from this entire pink balloon. Yeah, let's just buy the powerful darts as soon as possible. And now look at the difference. I mean, let's just kind of snipe all these guys at the back, and look at this thing. We're no longer leaking anything. That's crazy. I think we need to get the Berserker Brew for sure, because it's round 36. Let's go like this. Get it as a 3-2-0. This is gonna give it +1 pierce as well. And even though some of the shots are missing, like you can see them here on the sides, up top and down bottom, the ones that actually hit the target are really strong. I think we're gonna have the money for the Hydra Rocket Pods before round 40, which is gonna be really important. This guy lacks single target damage, and this +1 is gonna be really important for the Moab around 40. So let's buy the Hydra Rocket Pods, and now let's take a look at the damage. How long can this guy survive on its own, basically? How does the mid game look with this new Dartling? I think we're gonna go for the Rocket Storm as well, by the way. Let's see how we do versus the Moab. First things first, so I'm just gonna take control of this guy, and the damage is definitely a lot better for sure. So now we're dealing with the mob layer a lot faster. Oh my god, the insides just disappeared. Alright, that was really good actually. And the Hydra rocket pods, by the way, can pop every type of balloon, and they trigger explosions. So these like little explosions that you see, if you increase the pierce, then the missiles are gonna go through more balloons and you're gonna trigger more explosions, and each explosion has like a little bit of pierce in it. Yeah, let's see it versus 49. 49 is gonna have a bunch of green balloons and a bunch of ceramics and real rainbows, and that is a specific round which is gonna test this guy's pierce by a lot. And before we enter 49, I want to do a couple of things. Number one is the strongest stim, and number two is actually the jungle jumps for a little bit of extra attack speed. So let's see the +1 damage, which is gonna make it, well, 2 damage essentially now, and then I want to watch some of the 50s as well. And this guy should be a lot better versus single target balloons. And are you guys watching this? Like, these ceramics are not even going anywhere. I know that a lot of the shots missed, but the ones that hit their target just like destroyed the ceramic that they came into contact with. Alright, so let's watch 53 and 54, and this tower is so far performing very, very well. I mean, it's supposed to be a mid-game tower, and it is doing the thing. I know that a lot of people like don't like microing this darting, and I guess that's maybe one of the reasons why they might be avoiding this. But once, you know, this tower gets enough damage and enough support, I don't think that there's a lot of work involved in just controlling this tower. So here's what I was thinking. Let's get an overclock for it. I know that getting an overclock for a tier 3 tower is not the best decision. Well, I guess maybe it depends on which tier 3, because if it's the sun avatar, then you like don't mind doing it. But for this one, I mean, look at this thing, around 54, these guys are not going anywhere. Let's just watch 55, and then I was thinking of doing something cheeky, something that you're probably not supposed to do, but I guess we're just gonna do it because it's fun. And I've been talking about the lack of pierce on this tower, right? So what if we give it another tower that gives it pierce? And that is gonna be the top path mermonkey. Yeah, let's drop a mermonkey near this guy, and let's buff the millipede dartling spears just for fun. Let's see how we do versus round 60 and the BFB with this new extra damage. I'm gonna take the ability, I'm gonna take the dartling in my hand, so I want to micro it a little bit, because obviously this is gonna, oh my god, that was not even close, man. Alright, 63 incoming. So let's try and see how we're gonna deal with 63 without using any abilities, and then if we need to, we have two to use. Number one is the overclock, number two is the rocket storm itself, and with the extra pierce, oh my god, not even close. What a great tower. And keep in mind, when the balloons are on this like waterfall kind of a river thingy, they move a little bit faster, if I remember correctly. So yeah, this is just like so good. Look at all the explosions and the extra pierce that we're giving this guy. Yep, we definitely need to get like a mermonkey. I was thinking, I don't like this placement in the mermonkey, by the way, one bit, because it's the alchemist is gonna prioritize the mermonkey for the berserker brew, but we're gonna get it. So let's go for the abyssal warrior, and let's get even more explosions, and the slowdown from the abyssal warrior is gonna be nice. So we set everyone up for the dartling. Yeah, there we go. All right, so here's how I'm looking at this. I'm very impressed by the Hydra rocket pods so far, and I think the mid-game test has been passed, so I don't even mind this tower losing on like 75 or 76, which I don't think it will, by the way, because we have the rocket storm ability. But nevertheless, let's see how we perform on this one. This is gonna test its spears for sure. And then the bad thing about this tower is that it doesn't exactly scale into the ultra late game. So once these super ceramics are rolling in, you know, the beefy mob class balloons, this thing is really not good versus any of those things. Oh, wait a minute, let's just see if we're gonna deal with all of these guys. Yes, we do. At least it has a lot of pierce with the bottom crosspad. But yeah, we need to transition into a tower that is basically gonna be able to win and carry this game. And that is the idea behind this Hydra rocket pods. It's the mid-game test, and this thing passed it with, you know, with flying colors, as they call it. So now we also have like this overclock. We have the ability if necessary. That was 76, by the way. Let's just watch these 5 BFBs stacked behind each other, and if we can deal with those, then I think we're just gonna move on to free play, and then we need to find the tower that's gonna be winning the game for us. So yeah, there we go. All these guys popped, and yeah, I'm gonna see you guys in free play in a second. Are we actually going for the best guys? I think we are. Let's just keep this dartling theme going. This guy, by the way, he won. He did his thing. It doesn't even matter that he's gonna fall off in free play. Obviously, he did his thing, and he's a great tower. So now let's move on to winning this game, actually. So let's go like this. Let me get the bats first, and then what's the crossbat that we're going for? Probably, let's go for the top one this time around. Let's say to target independent. Now this would have been really nice if we went for the top crossbat onto the Hydra rocket pods as well, because it would get a little bit extra damage, but it's completely fine. Alright, so let's see how we do versus 83. I think I'm going to overclock the bats, actually, for the first time. We need need these cannibals to just go at it, and we're missing $20,000 for this thing. I don't know if this was a good choice, guys, because 20k is a lot of money. I'm not even sure if we're getting that before the 90s, actually, and the 90s are where things are starting to get tricky. Maybe we can beat the DDTs on 90 with like the Rocket Storm ability, but after that, we just need to get this guy rolling. And I think this is gonna be the one. So 61.4, this thing is 62.6k. We might just about have the money. No, we're missing $400. All right, but this would have been a trap, actually, because if we had bought the Bez and we cannot deal with the DDTs, then we have a huge problem. So let's see if the Rocket Storm ability is gonna be enough, and it is. All right, that's great. So what I did is I actually overclocked this guy so that we get a more powerful Rocket Storm ability, but we cannot keep relying on this thing anymore. So we have the money for the Bez. Boom, let's get it finally. You guys, by the way, see these top weapons? They because this thing is tall and there's like 3D perspective in BT6, it can actually see over the wall and it can start attacking the balloons from top, which is really cool. But I guess now for the more important problem to solve, DDTs. So can we pull off the thing that we pulled off from round 90? Let's overclock the Rocket Storm and then let's try and get just like a good ability, because the Bez cannot do damage to these guys. So if we can somehow survive versus them with the Rocket Storm, I don't even think we have camo detection on the Bez. That was amazing. Look at this guy. He's still going strong. He's still doing something even this late into the game. That's amazing. All right, guys, here we go. Round 95, and we're missing a lot of things. Number one, camo detection on this guy. So we went for the top crosspath, which means we have no camo, and we also cannot pop lead balloons even if we give him camo. So here's how I'm going to start things off. I'm going to, first off, well, give him camo, and then I was thinking of doing some sort of a combination with like an embrittlement ice plus the glue ability. So let's go like this, get the glue in the range of a discount, make sure this is a 240, Rocket Storm ability again, and hopefully with the deleting capabilities of the, oh wait a minute, let's use the glue ability to clean everyone out, but that's, is this gonna be enough? Oh my god, this is so close, and I feel like we might have it because we have like 5k left over, so we might have a solution for this one. All right, I have a genius idea, so let's see if this is gonna work. This actually sounds really cool. So we got the primary training, we bought the 420 ice, and I'm gonna overclock the ice so it delets DDTs faster. It's gonna attack faster, it's gonna delet them faster. How much of a difference is this gonna make? Let me use the Rocket Storm, by the way, because some of these guys are making it on the other side. We do have like 10k left over, so we can buy a second ice if necessary, but this overclocking of this guy is like the key play for this round. And is this gonna work? Oh my god, it actually worked. What? And now the Bez is just gonna win the game by itself, and this is just like such a good tower. Let's how do we want to proceed with 99? I'm thinking maybe it's finally time to buy this thing, the glue. Oh, we barely don't have the money for it. Let's just buy it like on this round. I really love buying the glue storm, especially the new one. A 250 plus 3 damage instead of plus 2. That's nice. And I'm gonna do the overclock thingy if possible again on the next one on 99. But we also have the glue storm if necessary. So how are we doing on this one? Wait a minute. Let me just move the Dartling like this. We can use the Rocket Storm if necessary. I think we should actually. Some balloons are leaking down bottom. Oh, wait a minute. All right, let's glue storm on this round then. Why not? I feel like the ice is gonna be able to take care of the DTs on the next one, so I feel comfortable using the glue storm now for sure. Let's see how much of a difference plus 3 damage is gonna make, and I think it's making all the difference in the world unless the Pierce gets a little bit overloaded. But no, we have the Abyssal Warrior giving us Pierce, and that is it. Guys, that's about it. All right, so do the same thing again. This is so fun doing, by the way. Let's overclock the ice. Let's use the Rocket Storm ability as well. Oh, these guys, they might be a little bit faster than the previous ones, I think. All right, this ice shenanigan thingy that we did, it doesn't seem to work versus 99, but thankfully we can now just do this, the MIB. So let's just buy the MIB, and this is gonna be about it. But that's what a fun run this was. Actually, let me just even overclock the Bez because we can just do it. And yeah, what an absolutely fun run this was with the Millipad Dartling, the +1 damage, and just surviving, and then just getting us to the Bez, and then the Bez just doing its thing, and then like this little cute play on 95 with overclocking the ice. This run had it all. And that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.